DCA adventure is rated F for fucking awesome.
Yo, donation is another FA Friday, guys, with your favorite people here. We got Gundy, we got Mikkel, we got Chris, and myself, Nemesis. What's going on, all you awesome people out there? I see we got Jason, the Tiger Osborne, coming in hot and heavy with the FAs. First, as usual,
Oh,
we got dropping in right after him is Sadie with the FA. We got Tech Man. Of course, we got Chris there in the Chizzy chat sauce, so he's always there. We can always trust that he'll always be there. Except when he passes out because he's getting old.
I mean, it does happen.
It does happen. Everybody gets old.
I fell asleep on stream before.
Yes, you did. I remember.
Yeah. We can't forget good old Savage Mind, the 4-hour passed out stream.
Oh man,
Nice.
my boy Savage.
I mean, that's how you know you are burning the candle at both ends for too long. when you're doing your thing and your body's just like, good night, see ya.
We're shutting down. Good times. FA in the chat. FA in the chat for good effing times.
Good.
Speaking of good times, we got some good news that popped in the Discords today.
Oh,
Did you guys see it?
no.
Our favorite Canadian said something special today.
Oh, I saw that, though.
He's saying that
I saw that.
there's a Neoxa poker tourney coming up.
Neoxa.
Neoxa. Excuse me. There's a Neoxa poker tourney coming up.
Fucking you and your
January
California
20th.
language over
There's a
there.
Sheboygan happening downtown. Oh.
Neoxa. Neoxa.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that's
Poker
exciting.
tourney.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
Right,
that's good.
I'm excited to be a bounty again.
I'm excited too, and I'm also very excited to win.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you taking it in for the team?
I'm taking it for the team.
Oh yeah,
Taking the win
Which
for the
means
team.
he's going to be the first one to get knocked out now.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
Bro, the last tournament, I sat there, I was like, I'm going to beat all you guys, man. I was like one of the first people out of the group fucking knocked out, dude. I'm like, what the hell? I started off really good. And
That's
then
how
I
it
got
goes, though.
and then they switched tables, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I
Then
don't
you
have
got
a lot of-
into a table with sharks.
You get
No,
put on
not
a
only
table.
just sharks, but
Then
they
just get
already
rid-
had a sizable bag, and I'm like, they're already outmaneuvering me. Crap!
This
I
guy
have
can buy
no
every pot.
leverage.
They buy every pot.
Yeah,
Damn.
they were already buying pots at that point. Ooh, the
I
Barkers
got
are
robbed
going
from
10
my
right now.
table. It was not. It was wrong.
What
I
a
don't
big
like that.
room.
I got robbed.
What's up, Big Rome?
Yo, my dude, big Rome.
I mean, what's from having us put on our own poker tournament with YouTubers? You know, I guess
Having
no,
a backer?
no.
Prizes?
Prizes. We need prizes, so we need to find some people who want to donate some prizes, and then we can have another poker tournament.
A Christmas tournament?
Oh damn! Shit, New Year's. That shit's coming up quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
have a cat
Gosh.
going nuts in a box. So I'm like, that's why you see me kind of tripping out. I'm like, what the fuck am I hearing?
What's in the box, man?
She's like straight tripping on this box. Just, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna
What's
beat
in the
you
box?
Yeah.
Yes, mutton in the box.
Back in the
Oh, kitty, kitty.
Yeah.
up.
Mac Tac.
Ooh.
Smash that like button, guys. I gotta hit the refresh button. I only see one like.
What? Only one like.
Yeah.
What did you do, Chris?
My feelings are hurt.
I've got 5 on
Oh,
mine.
there we go.
But there
Well, see,
should
that's
be,
why I refreshed. That's
there
why I
should
refreshed.
be like 4 more. I'm just saying.
I know. There's only one person that liked, other than the 4 of us that are
we
live
called
streaming right
out
now.
somebody and they left. Damn it. Why does that always happen?
I said, don't you tell me to like a video.
I'm out of here, man. I'm dipping. Don't tell me to do. I don't want to do anything. You're having me do stuff.
God damn.
I don't want to do any of that.
Fine.
That all
Shut
sounds
off the
terrible.
video. Open a browser somewhere else. Go play a video game.
But I will.
Go to sleep.
Yeah, no, it's
I'm
already.
confused. You've told me to do everything. Ah!
What am I supposed to actually do?
Nothing.
Okay.
Big Rome says, I like all the videos.
Procrastinate
Thank you, Big
into
Rome. Appreciate that.
indefinity.
So we know who the other person that gave us the thumbs up is now. That means that everybody else waiting on you.
So when do you think the U.S. economy is going to implode here?
Economy? I mean,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
it's been
It's
a
already. It's
If you
been
have any-
gone.
No. There. You see what ended up happening. We got a balloon, right? Think of this big ass balloon as our economy, right? And somebody from within inside decided to pop it. They had they were like, you remember that one movie? They're like, this is a knife. That's what they did to this thing, and they were like, well, crap, balloon's deflating now. Pump it. So they opened up the spigots, and they're like, crap, it's not enough. Open up Plan B. So they opened up Plan B. Well, now we're on like Plan G right now, where we're now burning more energy than is humanly required to actually
don't
keep
forget
this
that
economy going.
all of these plans are actually engineered and designed to get us to a destination. None of these plans are designed to actually fix the problem.
No. You see, they think they have a destination behind it. That this is the visions of grandeur.
No, the destination being the banks will seize all the assets and you will own nothing and be happy.
You see, that's where you're wrong. You see, Mr.
You think so?
Mr. Corpsman.
Corman.
Whatever.
The P is silent. You and Obama both.
I've been partaking. Okay. So,
a little bit of the devil's cap.
do you think in any way, shape, or form you're going to sit idly by as a tyrannical government does its thing? And think of all your other fellow brethren that are retired that are like, man, I fought for this country. The fuck are they doing?
Well, we talked about this before the show. The whole New York can now arrest you and take you wherever the fuck they want just for health reasons.
It has to be under a health emergency, but yes.
Right?
But I mean,
all at the same time. Since the beginning of the year,
if they try to actually implement that, do you think there's going to be civil war in New York, or are they just going to fucking let it happen?
Oh my God! Let it be the first child that gets ripped out of the parents' arms. That'll be the spark. Let a child.
That's why they won't. They will take the whole family. They will take the whole family, and then later, behind closed doors with no cameras, then they'll separate, saying, "Oh no, we have to take the children to the daycare section."
Oh no! You see, the world's gonna understand what just happened. They're not being put in a happy daycare center.
You just got sent to a concentration camp. FEMA camp.
Right.
It's a
Everybody saw what they did in Australia.
It's a free home at Walmart.
Australia built like a $20 billion or $20 million facility or something like that.
15-minute city
to house anybody that was sick with COVID or people who didn't want to be vaccinated in Australia. They saw how poorly that went. I do not think that the United States is a playground to try testing tyrannical things when we the people own more firearms than the government does, which is why they're trying to disarm everybody. And then after that, they're going to try to disarm you from your Bitcoin.
AKA
I
Black
heard
Market
something very
TX.
interesting today. In everything that was going on. But no, it was just a short clip, and it was a fight lasts as long as you have ammo.
Yep.
So this guy who was talking about this, he was like, "That's why I don't just buy 1 or 2 magazines. If you have that, you're asking for a problem. That's why I buy in bulk, 100 magazines at a time." Jesus Christ, this guy's got a whole new way of looking at things. I like this guy. I don't remember what his name was. He
Why
didn't have a
buy
channel
one
or
when you
anything
can
like
have
that, but I was just
You
like,
know, one thing that's really hard to find
it's true. When
is
you
an
think about an
ammo
actual
box
firefight
full-
when I was in the
you know-
military.
You know what's really hard to find is an ammo box full of ammo. When was the last time you saw an actual ammo box being for sale?
All the time.
I mean, you're talking. I think those things held like, depending on what rounds you were purchasing. It's like 1,000 rounds or something like that.
Yes, I buy.
Now you're limited to
Bye bye.
250 rounds. Try to find 500
I think the largest
rounds.
box of ammunition I've ever seen, number wise, was 555 rounds of 22 long rifle.
Oh, I buy 1,000 pack. No problem.
They are everywhere. I try to
Put on-
find that,
put
like
on MasterCard.
chambered in 5.56.
Oh, no,
Anything
no.
outside of a 250 round box is out of stock. And because of all the war, guys, if you are DCAing into ammo, you might want to speed up that process just a little bit, because it's about to get a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, Big Rome just actually hit the nail right on the head. He said it's getting cheaper to make your own ammo.
Not in a little. That is for right now. As of the, I think it's going to be starting next month.
Yes.
Your firing caps, your firing caps are going to be doubling in price. Your black powder that you're needing, or gunpowder, depending on what kind of device you're using, is about to double in price.
And if you're talking about the gunpowder, you might as well talk about the don't buy cheap ammo gunpowder, because it's probably made in China, and if you have it sit on the shelf for more than 2 years, it's not going to fire.
Yep.
Just FYI.
Yep.
So those really cheap ammo round prices, or remans or something like that, they're cheap for a reason.
Oh yeah.
Be
I
careful
have
about
so much issues with range ammo. Range ammo sucks.
dirties up your gun really nice.
Yeah, it dirties up your gun, and it's just not like, especially for like, my 9mm.
But I mean, those
It
thousands,
does not.
you
It's
gotta
not
get 'em.
spunky enough to reset the trigger. The slide captures the casing half throw.
Oh, that's not good.
Jump,
I
kitty,
put-
jump.
I put,
Jump.
right. I put my ammo in it, and it's like flawless every time.
Yeah, those remans are sometimes questionable. You're picking them all up, looking at the stamps. They're like, you got like 14 different stamps in a box of 50. You're like, oh, that's weird.
I mean, like whenever I like went to the range and shot range ammo for the first time, I thought my gun was broken.
Oh wow.
I'm like, holy crap! I'm like,
I mean,
what's wrong with this thing?
It
Like,
depends.
I couldn't go through a full clip without having it at least capture 1 to 2 casings.
I mean, that can also be like, your springs going bad on one of your mags.
No, it's all brand new. So like the next time I go to the range with my ammo, which, it's like I've got good Winchester rounds, And
green chip.
they're 128 grain rounds,
Yeah.
little spunky round, and
Got a little pep in him.
little pep. man, it was shooting the casings off the wall and hit me in the head with them.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, range ammo sucks. FYI.
This is how it's supposed to be.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, Winchester makes it.
You know you got good ammo when it reminds you, hey,
right?
This is how it's supposed to work.
Right. I was like, oh my God, now I understand how come people get burned on their necks with casings.
Oh yeah, especially if you're at the range, because it'll bounce off the sidewall and like land in the pocket.
Like I had to like kind of like get over to the side a little bit more and then start popping them off, and I was like, just because like it was just ricocheting and hit me in like the neck and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, gotta be careful, man. Hot lead.
Right.
Hot lead.
And now,
It's almost on the side and angles down so that whenever round comes out, bounces down.
You got to get the pistol length 300 blackouts though.
I have to change my barrel for that.
I mean, or just buy a barrel for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have to rebarrel. I mean, but I'm in one of those glorious states that are trying to get rid of the ownership of AR-15. So
what is up with you guys? Like, you guys need to move to like where Mikkel lives or where I live, or maybe in between or something. You know.
I know. I'm trying to get out of. I'm trying to get out of the Kirkenoise. But they have until the end of the year to comply, and so far there's like less than like one. There's not even a 0.5% of the gun owners have complied.
Oh, I know. That's the way it's going to be.
Right.
I mean, we're not as dumb as
because there's like a whole bunch of people that have been like, you know, I purchased this gun from a gun shop legally. You already have my information. I'm not going to register a second time for information you already have.
Yeah, you took it when I bought it. Why do I have to? What more proof do you need?
We just need to double check.
But I'm in one of those states that also prohibits homemade firearms too.
Those guns, man, come on.
Right.
If you can print a lower, man, make it.
which is really kind of weird because it's like
that just puts a cap on invention, you know. Can't invent anything.
Right, you can't invent anything, and it also like negates the homemade firearm, the Federal Homemade Firearm Act.
Well, it just goes hand in hand, you know. You have miners to make you money, and then you have 3D printers to make stuff. It's
like, what is it?
To make
the federal government prohibits you from purchasing a fully automatic weapon, but because of the Homemade Firearm Act, that is federal, they cannot do anything to you if you were to make your own. The thing is that you make your own. You cannot sell it. You don't have an FFL, which is the Federal Firearms License. Yeah. So you just can't transfer that firearm. You are the only person that can own it.
Yep, you are its forever owner.
Yeah, according to the federal government. Now, local laws is where you kind of get like into the sticks onto this because like they can take away your gun rights.
Yeah, well,
until there's a big enough of a lawyer group to actually try to come in and help you guys out in your particular area.
Mm-hmm.
Like the NRA can only fight so many battles at once.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be crazy town. Just wait. Are you ready? You got your blankies? Your solar,
got my blankie.
Solar power inverters.
Got my blankie.
Oh man.
Tech man.
It's okay. The recession's
full
not
auto,
coming.
rather be accurate.
I know.
It's not so much that you're looking to have full auto. You're just looking for the best tool in your toolbox that you can sit there and set a scope onto and put it into single round. It's like all these firearms that people are like, oh, these are scary firearms. They all have single fire mode. Am I wrong, Chris?
No, you can one tap anything.
Right. I mean, you know better than you probably fired off a better variety of firearms than me in your military career.
I did have fun doing that.
Yes, I am sure. I am absolutely sure. So, I mean, like, you have more experience in there. That's why I ask you on that, being the person that would know the most because you've touched it, that all of them can be fired in a single round mode.
Well, I was also a range instructor.
Nice.
Fire that shit downwind, boy. I tell you what.
And it's like,
dude, when my nephew turned 12, I got him a BB gun, and it was all right. We're gonna go outside, and you're gonna learn the rules. Treat, never, keep. And if you get it wrong, you're doing push-ups.
Oh God, there was a meme that I saw like a week ago. Had a guy with his right eye had a patch on it, and he was in a store holding a BB gun.
like just take a picture and the meme writes itself.
Right. It's like, I can't get you there. You're gonna shoot your eye out.
That's right.
But yeah, lo and behold, that 12-year-old boy grew up and joined the Marine Corps, and he was a mortarman.
Mortarman, damn.
Yeah.
Putting out the big toys.
That's right.
Yeah.
Go defuse that for me, will you?
Got the big pew
I
pew.
want to blow my leg off.
My dad did weapons munitions testing. My dad did the really cool stuff, testing out weapons munitions. So, Chris, are you familiar with the 40 millimeter recoilless rifle?
I've seen it.
My dad was the first team to fucking test that thing off.
Oh, nice.
It's basically a 40 millimeter cannon. It was one of the first of its era that was easily to be deployed with a retractable nose and rifling on it.
Yo, Bedell, what's up?
What's up? So
Sadie, 120 millimeter mortar for the win.
Oh, good God, yeah. Hey, man, I some of those Navy boats, man, they're impressive. I mean, they're basically shooting off a crumpled up VW bug at other boats.
Hey, we turned this.
Holy crap, dude! Like the size of the bore on those things, you can stand in them, dude.
We
Twirling
melted
a cane
down
and a top
VW
hat.
bus and compacted it into this,
right?
And shot it off.
Right? You're like, boom, and you see the whole boat lean over. You're like, God damn!
Yeah, the whole freaking, millions and millions of tons of
I have played video games like World of what is it?
Assassin's Creed?
World of Warships.
Okay.
And it's like all World War II style battle boats.
Oh, I saw that. Somebody was playing
It's free
that.
to play if you guys are ever interested. Not a shill or anything. I beta tested a lot of this stuff back in 2011, so it's like I'm a long time gamer of theirs.
2011, you're old as fuck, bro.
I was helping them decode all this stuff, and I was breaking it for them, showing them how I was breaking their code and stuff, and they're like, "Oh," I'm like, "Oh, this is a bad bug." So like, I've got like some OG status with that game. My account is like well known.
That's like you check your Steam account. You're like, damn, I had this thing for like 25, 30 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I've had my Steam account for a long ass time.
But yeah, it's like playing those type of games and then seeing on TV or on YouTube and watching them things just shoot off, and you're like, you see the hole that it puts into their target, and you're like, that's like a school bus size that just punched a hole through there.
That's a big hole.
That's mighty big. I'm kind of intimidated by that.
Mikhail, how's the mine, bro?
Yo.
Good.
The maintenance over there?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Are they preparing for Bitcoin Moon?
Get ready.
Yep. From the last time I was out here to now, there was 30 petahashes last time. Now there is 42 petahashes.
Ooh, they're trying to double down.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
Everybody turns their miners on. Go, go, go. It was like a good 2-week stretch. All these, YouTubes came out. Oh, man, everyone's turning their miners back on. It's time to go to the show.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, that's good, man. I'm glad people are, making mining great again.
I know, right?
Doing the Lord's work.
That's right.
Doing the GPU Jesus.
Push those ones and zeros. Push them.
So GPU Jesus over here has like 32 GPUs rolling.
Oh, dang.
Cool. We're back in the game.
That's right.
And I'm about to set up some 1080 Ti's to go to work with me.
Okay.
I've got some Noctua quiet fans so that I can still move the airflow that they need, but I'm not gonna do it like it's sounding like it's mining all the time.
Yeah, like
it'll sound like it's
I'm just testing. I'm testing.
But I'm gonna put in a 1600 watt power supply, and I'm just gonna load it up with as many GPUs as that thing can handle.
Do it.
Watch the breaker in the shop.
And, my box stuff should be here next month. And once I get all of that, that's when I'm bringing the PC over there, because then I'll be able to put it up on top of the box.
Lock it up, yeah.
Well, I might not lock it up, but I want to have it on top of my box, up out of the way. I don't have enough room on my toolbox right now to stick a PC on there.
Yes, you gotta have a hutch or something.
Yeah, so I have a hutch coming and a side locker, and that'll clean up everything. I'll have room for a monitor and a keyboard in there, so I'll be really cool. And then I will get some really snazzy software, Identifix.
Oh yeah, I used it.
Get some Identifix up onto a PC.
They don't pay for that shit at your shop.
They have all data.
All data, yeah.
I don't like all data.
It's all right. I mean, if you have no clue, it'll at least point you in a good direction.
If you can, if you can figure out what lingo it was using for what you were trying to find. Yeah. You see, that is my. And then you're like, hey, I need to find this, and you're like, why is this diagram with this subcircuit that has nothing to do with this?
Because there might have been a wire that got spliced through some like junction box.
No, I have my issues with all data.
For EWDs, they're not that great. Like Identifix was way better for that.
Oh my god, yeah. If I with wiring, because that's what I could sit there and figure out how to take something apart. I don't need a diagram to show me how to take this or that apart. Man. I can just look at it and be like, oh man, all that has to come off. Though. Damn it!
They always had quick reference torque specs. They're real easy to find. So
there's certain things that over the years I'll torque down. Certain things, plastic intakes, head bolts, the timing chain covers, and the upper the upper oil pan. I'm not so much worried about the lower oil pan, but the upper oil pan.
You don't want to retap that shit.
Yeah, so I make sure that I got that down to torque. So I mean, there's certain things, crankshafts, connecting rods, stuff like that. Torque spec, but yeah, otherwise, yeah, I'm looking for. I don't care about the torque spec. It's good and tight.
It's good and tight.
That's right. You do it hand tight, and then a couple duggas on the air impact, and you're good to go.
Oh man, I'm one of the proponents of people who don't like Ooga Oogas on impacts.
No,
No.
man, you
Over
gotta.
the years, I find that that's how you break everything, or the
I
next
mean,
guy
you
behind you
really,
taking it off is the one who breaks it.
you really have to have like almost a personal relationship with your air tools, right? And
Well, I do.
you've been on the same PSI for so long. You
I
you know
can
air tools.
sit there and come up behind you with a torque wrench, and I can show you how wildly off you are.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Oh my god!
I usually just use the torque.
I had an old guy point that out to me. He's like, "You break a lot of bolts," and I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "You ever figure out why?" And I'm like, "No," and he's like, "Put the goddamn air tool down."
Yeah.
And it wasn't that I was like getting overzealous, and it was that you lose the connection on that feel of the bolt like snagging and
for
slowing
sure.
down. You're like, oh, let me go the other direction. That must be bringing in some dirt in the threads.
Oh yeah.
That because I'm in the salt belts, so
if I'm doing
it's so much rust in this area. You have to be careful of how you pull bolts out. It is easier than all get out in my area to snap bolts. So
Then
yeah,
you
it's like
snap one in the head or something, or valve
God.
cover.
Exhaust manifold bolts. They absolutely rot out here.
Oh, yeah.
Ford is the worst ones with the manifold rots.
Those 3-valve Triton motors.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh, those are the worst. Those are the ones that crack the manifolds.
You got
those are the ones you get the cracked manifolds on.
I got pretty good at removing those 3-valve spark plugs though.
And then you got the Chevy Equinoxes that like the spit timing chains on the 3.6s. The 3.6s spit timing chains out. The 2.4s spit valves.
Oh god. What's wrong with them, man? Can't they build anything good?
They're all turning into turds.
Like it's insane because so Ford and everything, there's only 2 car companies that make hybrid or like planetary gear unit stuff like for cars, and that's Honda and Toyota. Everybody else buys their shit from
Which one of them was the one that said I'm done? Was that Toyota?
What?
Said they're done with the hybrid.
Oh, I don't know.
One of it was either Toyota or Honda. The CEO says they're done with the hybrids. Moving forward.
Well, why do you call them a hybrid instead of hybrid?
Hybrid.
But anyway,
puts himself in the bed.
They're gonna be abandoning that they figured out a way that they can get fuel efficiency and lower emissions.
Yeah, you dumb it down to a V6 and you turbo it. Like everybody's already doing that shit.
It was a different fuel source that he was burning on.
Really? Like an ethanol blend or something?
I'm not sure if it was ethanol or if it was like an ethanol alcohol blend.
I know they make hydrogen powered Civics. Those are pretty sweet, 0 emission. The problem is having hydrogen to fill up locally.
Right.
There's if you're in a city area, there's probably a hydrogen plant nearby, but you're out in the country,
really.
You're not getting hydrogen.
It's like people think, oh yeah, if I'm drag racing, let me just get nitrous. That's really easy to find.
Oh yeah.
Do you know there's only 3 plants in the United States that produce nitrous?
That's right. Yeah, let's get some of that 110 octane gas. Yeah, like you're not getting that anywhere near from here. Yeah.
Right.
You might be able to go to like a racetrack nearby and they might have high tests.
Right. At like, $10 a gallon or
$9.50 a gallon
of nitrous, Well, they'll gladly fill up your 30-pound tank of nitrous at $8 $8 a pound.
Hey man, if you're at the track already, you paying the premium.
Oh my god, yeah. That's why rule number 1: you fill up before you get there.
Yeah, you fill up and then you put the thing on the trailer. Don't drive it there.
So I gotta share something absolutely epic that Sadie just shared with us. Right there in our Discord, mortars came up in stream tonight. Here's my sister's crew firing 120mm illumination in Dayala province back in 2008.
Nice.
Baller.
Just look at that. That is amazing.
That's raining out glory.
I love it.
America. America.
Some of those weapons are based off of its big granddaddy that was tested out during World War II and Vietnam era. And some of that stuff my dad tested.
It's awesome, man.
I don't think I have a story quite that cool, but my dad was actually on the team of people that built the facility where they did the research and development for the stealth bomber.
That's pretty cool.
He's like, yeah, I built that place.
Eat a bum it, boy.
That's a pretty cool story.
Cool story, bro.
Very cool
Like
story,
my
bro.
the only thing that's
Hey, bro,
cool about
cool
I had a cousin that got me in close to one of the stealth fighters. I actually got, I'm like one of the very privileged people that's touched the skin of it,
Well, okay, so speaking of interesting stories and places that my dad built, when I got my first security job, I said, "Hey, Dad, check it out! I got my first security job. I'll be working security over at Lake Skinner at the water facility, the water treatment facility." He's like, "Oh, I built that place." he helped build the water treatment plant.
Oh, that's cool too.
Wow,
that's pretty cool. It's like my dad has proof of work everywhere, and you can touch it. Proof of work built America. Hoorah.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know if this is a flex or not, but if you go to usatoday.com back in 1997, my dad was the guy who put the team together to put that out there.
USA.com?
usatoday.com.
usatoday.com. Okay.
It's when all the newspapers were hitting the internet in like 97, 98 maybe.
Okay.
It's a long fucking time ago.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I know. Sometimes I feel old whenever I remember the internet was a way that you can communicate with other schools, and that was practically it.
Oh, it started out as school networks, because
bulletin boards.
Yeah, that's pretty much anything. Like you had to a network or you had to dial in.
But it was so weird. Yeah, you had a dial-up modem. I mean, literally, you had to put your phone and hang it up on there. Yeah, I'm that old. Apple II was where I started off at.
Playing soccer and getting some prawn from bulletin boards.
Right. And whenever you wanted to go to a specific domain on the internet, you had to type out its full address. It's not the addresses aren't pretty like youtube.com. No, there's a much larger code that's running in the background, guys.
directory or
yeah. Oh god, nightmares, dude. And then there's a lot of internet error codes that the world does not know about. I mean, everybody knows about error code 404, page not found.
Yeah.
These are built into the internet, baked into the base layer of the internet, fellas. There's also a error code 402, payment not found.
Payment not found. People don't even know that actually exists in the base code of the internet.
that the internet was already coded to transmit money.
I mean, that was the end game.
Did Satoshi write that? One will never know.
Shit. Hey man, we're finding new stuff about old stuff all the time.
Right?
Like, I didn't even know that was
a lot of people just don't know. They don't know that payment structures are built into the base layer of the internet.
Yeah,
Everybody wants to act like Bitcoin is like unique. No, Bitcoin should be trying to tap into that. If Bitcoin can get interwoven with the base layer of the internet, it becomes unstoppable.
I mean, it already is. Essentially,
it's unstoppable to a point. But if you allow it to use the base protocol of the internet
to kill crypto, you'd have to shut down globally. But still, then people would have nodes, right? They just wouldn't be on.
And imagine it being connected into the base layer of the internet. Therefore, anytime any country connects outward, even for a moment, the base layer of the internet would communicate.
Yeah.
And you're not going to tell me that even if a country decides I'm not going to let the people speak outside the country, that they're not going to be speaking to other countries still.
They're going to be quarantined off the map from everyone else.
Impossible.
So yeah. I see different avenues of it, but it'd be interesting to see that if Bitcoin were to ever use the actual base layer of the internet to its advantage.
Well, who would implement that at this point?
It would have to be the devs integrating
few devs that are left
understanding the
working.
base layer of the internet instead of trying to build upon the old system that was created of people trying to figure out how to build and secure their data. Bitcoin already has security built into itself. Now it just needs to sit there and figure out how to become unstoppable on the internet.
Yeah.
Unstoppable.
So what's up? You guys think we're gonna have like a downturn before the end of the new year again, or what? I'm not seeing.
This is a weird market.
Any kind of like pull towards the downside. Like usually we're crying right now because our shit's tanking.
Well, we also have the is the U.S. economy failing? Is this the sign that people are jumping ship? Gold is over, has been hitting over $2,000 an ounce.
Buckets of cash going to crypto.
People are looking for sound places to be able to retain their wealth.
I mean, not even sound at this point. Like it's just halfway stable. Like, you don't want your the wealth of your 401k to go to like 40% down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You lose 40% like that. Just imagine countrywide, like if everyone's 401k went down 40%, like what would that do to the market? What would that do to everything? Sentiment.
Well, let's not take 40% of their wealth away. We'll cause inflation to go rising by 45%, and the people think they're still making good money until the end of the year when they have no savings.
Yeah, which is all manipulated data at the end of the day anyway. They'll bring out a metric that they know they can eschew to where they're not quote unquote lying to you per se, but like the way they present the data looks good.
Yeah, they even abandoned the CPI numbers. As a lot of economics go to CP lie, because it's really heavily manipulated numbers. Where they pulled from.
It's okay. We're not going to have a recession.
Right. Where the CPI pulls from is the same places that they've pulled from since the 60s.
Yes,
and these are areas which they have predominantly in most markets, whether it's good or bad, they're actually pretty stable.
100%.
So the numbers really don't reflect anywhere else, right? Well, their numbers started looking really bad, so they just made up a new number metric so that Biden doesn't look like a complete idiot.
Bidenomics is working, guys.
Right. So now they made a new metric
because they had to invent the math to make it work.
Yeah. Because math is racist.
Listen, 4 out of 5 mathematicians approved this method. The 5th one disagreed, and we shot him. Okay, so.
No, we jailed him for being a right-wing extremist. Yeah,
they sent him to a re-education camp.
He was walking his dog outside on January 6th.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. He must have been a terrorizer, I swear. Ugh, it's terrible, man. Terrible. Can we just all get along and say fuck your feelings again? That's what I want.
I know, Sadie, and the Fed.
Dude, the more I see people and their feelings and friggin' bullshit, it's just like the more I'm starting to like Matt Rife and his comedy.
I keep on every time I see the meme, and I giggle inside. I see if I'm wrong. They're like, "Fuck Biden." And fuck you for voting for him.
Don't get me wrong. It tickles my brain a little bit to see, like,
And this is coming from people who voted for Biden.
Blow up in people's faces.
Like, oh my god.
It's not. Is it nice? Like, we were all brainwashed at one point in our lives. So, I mean, how fair is it to judge people that way?
Well, it's like there are people like my mother who have outwardly said vote blue no matter who, and it's like, come on, do we not vote for the best goddamn candidate possible?
I mean, that's
fuck what side of the aisle they're from.
That's some Gen X thinking.
They don't do that. They say, oh no,
like that kind of
vote for the lesser of two evils.
Generation.
Like,
my mother's in the boomer era.
Yeah, I mean they had good heads on their shoulders, but they are indoctrinated from birth just like the rest of us.
I mean, look at Chicago, okay? My mother helped vote for it.
And they got the worst freaking taxes on the planet over there.
Worst taxes. Everything's a gun-free zone, and they've got the highest gun crime. One of the highest. We're in the top 5.
No, you don't have any guns.
Right.
You're all fish in a barrel in that state. That's why.
We have every Democrat that gets voted in is more progressive than the last. I mean, to the point where Brandon Johnson,
your last representative, wasn't left enough. We're gonna go even further left. You vote for me.
You keep going back to the party system, man. That's where the problem starts. It's a 2-party system because it right away.
No. It's not a 2-party system. It's a 2-party system because they've told you it's a 2-party system because they don't want you voting for the party that will actually
it's divisive
and help you with your freedom.
Party, dude. I mean, let's be real. It's a uniparty. Why? Because you have the Republicans. They're Democrats doing the speed limit. It's a fucking uniparty. It went from the Republicans actually standing for the people, and where the Democrats were the rich controllers. The Democrat Party started off 12 years before the Republican Party. The Democratic Party started the Ku Klux Klan.
Facts.
Obama rejuvenated all the racism in America.
Oh, Jax. 100%.
Sadie, I love the fact that you just put that in the chat. He's like, writes in Ron Paul every time. Speaking of Ron Paul, and the reason why they keep on saying it's a 2-party system, if you look at the actual news media and the polls, when Ron Paul was actually running for president, he was in the lead, but they kept on saying in the news media, it's between this candidate, and this candidate. They'd always skip Ron Paul because they were fucking scared of him.
Well, look what they're doing to Trump. That's how scared they are of him. You got all the communists in Hollywood.
Who's the best one to vote for? Look at who they're ignoring and silencing.
Yep.
I would still say that. I would say that that's going to be Trump.
They're gonna arrest
Bedell
this
says,
guy.
"Well, I'm just being ignored. It's
They're gonna
normal."
put this guy in jail just so he can't run.
Oh,
No,
seriously.
he's going to be the first sitting president that's been elected while being in jail.
He'll be elected while in the orange suit.
And he will pardon himself.
I mean, you laugh about it, but you know,
And the inmates will
point.
cheer for him
it might
for
get to
pardoning himself.
the election, yeah, because we'll be at war. Let's not talk that direction. Nobody wants that.
I'm just wondering what happens whenever, you know, states like California figure out how to disarm its people and ignore the Constitution, and how much that's going to strike off the Civil War.
Well, what if I told you that?
I mean, ever since they made marijuana legal, people are high while voting.
What if I told you that was their end game? Was civil war in the country?
Well, because then they have a national emergency and they can say, oh, everybody's going to jail. Concentration camps. I mean, if you make
No,
camps. I mean,
this is going to
15-minute cities.
This is going to happen far too fast. You see, they're not going to be able to put enough illegals into those positions.
Help us, UN.
No, it's not even going to be that. They're going to be like, oh, all you illegals, you want to be American citizens? Serve your country. Now, what does that cause, right? Because people like Chris, if he was still active duty, if they gave him an order that he had to shoot an American, he's going to disobey that order because he is not going to shoot an American citizen. That is who he's trained to fucking protect.
The oath that we took.
You have somebody outside of this country that has no loyalty to here and goes, well, if I do this, I become an American citizen. Get on your fucking knees or I'll kill you. That's the way they're going to be to you. Why do you think they want to let the illegal immigrants to be into the military for their citizenship? Why do you think Chicago wants to hire illegal immigrants in the police department? Because then you'll have a bunch of people that will do exactly what you say, no matter how tyrannical it is.
Nope, they don't care.
Because no matter what, at the end of the day, these people are going to be self-preserving themselves, which you can't fault them for. And then they're going to be, they have no loyalty.
You're like a missionary at that point.
I wouldn't say missionary.
Well, I mean, loosely.
You mean a military contractor?
You're doing stuff.
Doing it for the money.
Yeah.
And once they get enough illegal immigrants into those positions, enforcing the will of the new tyrannical government and the new tyrannical local government, how quickly will it be until one of them shoots a little girl or a little boy and strikes off a civil war?
No, it won't happen because the news media will silence it.
Yeah.
See, they can't silence it, and that's where they're like they know they're losing the narrative.
But the revolution,
the information spreads so much faster.
They will do everything.
Hold
on. They will do everything that they can in the media, on social media, to silence it. And then when it pops up, it's like, oh, hey, that's fake news. That's Donald Trump's fake news because. Yeah. This was generated by AI. It's not
40
real.
Websites that say that's fake news.
Yeah, it was artificially. It's just like the Bruce Lee, nunchucks on the ping pong thing. It was fake.
Yeah, that information. Like, there are too much stuff where the media tries to downplay stuff, and the truth is far stronger than the lie.
I mean, to people who are already awake and looking for these kind of analogies, yes, but like to most of the
sheep,
planet, they're freaking tired.
Even to the sheep, it is becoming too blatantly obvious.
It is becoming, yes, at this point.
But they have to actually discover it on their own because it's easier to fool someone than to convince them that they have been fooled.
But if you haven't figured it out, the last 2 years, discovery has been happening at an accelerated rate.
Oh, of course.
So, with that being said, there are those who get it first, and then those who take a little longer than others because they're blinded.
All right, so in the vein of Discovery, Brian, which map of the world is correct? The globe or the UN's logo?
What's in the box?
It's always the globe.
What's in the box?
Where the U.S. the world is not a corkscrew. It's not split apart like the UN logo.
No, the UN logo is a flat Earth of a single design.
Right. Yeah. No, it's not flat Earth.
No, the one you're thinking of is the Houston one, where they see like the map doing this number right here.
Yeah.
On the top and bottom. No.
No. It's a globe. It's settled. You know, it's globe. You can mathematically figure it out.
How do you contain
the world has a curvature to it, and you can ultimately see it.
Then why was there a lawsuit?
Theory of
then why was there a lawsuit where the flat earther won?
Because there's always
using
a
math
moron
and science.
Yeah, you want to know what his thing was? He's like, railroad tracks are made to be parallel and flat, so therefore it has to be flat because no matter where you put a level on a railroad track, the railroad track's flat. That was his argument, and it's like, yes, you were making it level for the geographical location from center.
What is that island? What is that island?
In his argument, he's stating
there's 100 and some odd different places in the world where the magnetic gravitation does not work properly. There are
I wonder.
I want to say that there's a place built in North Carolina or something like that. That the house was built with a level, but yet nothing in the house is level. They can sit there and roll things. What you look at it, it is going downhill and it starts to travel up because the gravitational pull doesn't work right. There's a specific word for it. I forget the word off the top of my head, but it's a phenomenon. There's like a bunch of places all over the world that this is what happens.
Bermuda Triangle.
The wife's back there. She's like, it's called wonder spots.
So
you could sit there and look these places up, and like you could sit there and put a level down, and a level is not going to be level. And flat earthers cannot explain that.
Well, yeah, because the Earth is flat, bro.
Well, I don't know how.
Yeah, but if it's
level.
flat, and you sit there and you put a level, and you were to make a 2x4 go across the level, and you stand back from it, it is not level.
I don't understand how they can say we were hurtling through space at like 66,000 miles an hour.
No, 666.
Yeah, I mean, like that just doesn't seem real to me. I'm sorry. I don't know. I think we feel that.
Something like 666 million or 600 million or whatever the hell. It's like the math is always 666 for some stupid reason. You ever wonder why?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6. Come on, man.
So we're going in a direction since space is constantly expanding, so we're always going in that direction. And then we're also going around a sun. But not only that, we're spiraling and going around. They just keep adding to this shit.
Like, we'd be able to see that kind of violence like going on in the atmosphere, like even if the sun was traveling with us. Like,
and then you have NASA saying, oh, we have to reinvent how to get past the Van Allen belt. There's too much radiation to go to the moon. Well, how did we get there in the first place? You're saying that a tinfoil freaking gold foil freaking spaceship was able to do it, but you can't do it now?
Man, that uses a cracker.
Here, I found an image of one of the wonder spots.
Oh, gee. I mean, but Chris, they used the Cracker Jack box sailing on the moon, bro. You know that, right?
I'm just saying.
Oh, it is.
Oh, yeah. The image I've got up on there is like showing like the house looks level. She's trying to pour some milk into a cup, and it's like obviously missing.
That's crazy.
That's hilarious.
It's
and inertia.
Here's some more things, These were wonder spots where
I'm just
even though it was
pretend
built
that
with a level,
that I can see these. Yeah, it looks cool. Whatever it is.
Sorry, Mikhail, you can't join in.
No, I can't
No
see chat.
festivities for you.
Can't see the screens.
Did you bring your Steam Deck with you?
Oh shit!
If you had your Steam Deck, you'd be able to watch the YouTubes with it.
Yeah. I didn't open
it. Bro,
I was eating food.
Food? We need to eat
food. So I can be well rested and work 12-hour days tomorrow in the morning.
Oh, damn, 12 hours? Pushing that monies. Oh, yeah.
That's the plan. Pushing that busy bit.
Are they mining shit coins for Bitcoins over there, too?
Some people are.
Yeah. Oh, it's like a co-location?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Which is why I can't do a lot of the filming in there. It's because it's other people's stuff.
Ah. Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Gundy, I think you and I need to share anything and everything that we could find regarding flat Earth with Brian, because I know it's out there. We could easily find it, but I want to hear Brian's rebuttal for every single one of these things that they come up with.
Oh, well, what's that island off the coast of Chicago? It's what, like 60 miles away? So you would see curvature at that point, right? How come you can see the whole city?
Oh, there's a great one. That speaking of curvature and
because it's not far enough.
60 miles.
Okay. Time out. There's another one.
You would see it if you were to sit there and actually take actual physical measurements.
Hold on. That reminds me of a great video that I saw, Gundy. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I know.
I mean, we can't see into infinity. I mean, it's impossible.
No, we can't. But I do know that there's, what was it? There's a mountain range that you can see from the UK. You can be on a mountain top in the UK and see a mountain range in Portugal or in Spain or some shit like that. Did you see that one? Okay, I gotta find it. It was hilarious. Well, no, it wasn't hilarious.
Project your sight that far straight.
Yeah. 700 miles.
Damn.
All right.
I mean, you should be able to see some curves by then. But,
okay.
Like Nem says, you got to take degreeing,
right, you're talking about fucking the Earth is got however many miles across, and you got to take the curvature and divide it, and you see how much of an elevational change you have per foot, and that's how you have to
anybody that for anybody that's curious, there's a interesting video about a mountain and 8 peaks that you can see from 700 miles away. So right there in the live chat for anybody that's curious.
Pretty crazy.
Oh, jeez.
I know, right?
But it's the whole difference is if you're at the top of the mountain, you should have a higher range of vision across the curvature. If
and yet they showed the math in the video.
And if you stand
even
at
from
the very
even
bottom,
from up
if
at
you
that
stand
peak,
at the bottom, you're not going to at the same elevation at sea level. You are not seeing as far.
And yet you still haven't seen the video, and I told you that they accounted for that.
I mean,
because the peaks at the curvature you're talking about, the peaks should have been 40 miles past the point of seeing.
Well, that's just like the whole...
Like 40
their
miles.
math was off.
I'm just saying.
Literally,
watch
their
the
math
video.
is off.
Watch the video. Watch the video.
Math, bro.
The math is wrong. Just
watch
because,
the video.
Dude, there are people who flunked math. You're taking science from people who flunked math.
Scientology.
I don't listen to people who flunked math, obviously, and doesn't understand simple geometry.
Okay, so double check the math.
I'm not even gonna waste my time.
And that's why it's hard to convince people that they've been fooled, because other people say the same thing that you just said. Not gonna waste my time.
No,
So the only people that are gonna wake the fuck up are the ones that actually do their own goddamn research. Whether it's
I did
flat Earth, round Earth, fucking space,
in,
fucking NASA, fucking what the governments are doing.
When I was in high school, we did the math.
That's a long time ago, bro. Math changed since then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't you know math has different rules now?
Yeah. It identifies as different things. I don't care. The world can fillet me. There's 2 genders, and then there's like 197 mental disorders.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, bro. I see my kids' math equations, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, like what is?
Yeah,
this?
you got to do this, and you got to do this, and this is how you get your answer.
Yeah,
that was a lot of steps.
So they make it too complicated. Like, are you trying to freak these kids' brains out? Like, what's going on here?
Well, I got in trouble. It was about 2 months ago. Not really trouble, but my daughter was getting help with math, so I was showing her how to work the problem. She was like,
"Yeah,
that's not how my teacher showed me."
That's not how the teacher does it. I'm like, well, since when did math change? Like,
right?
Exactly.
I want to know, like, what the fuck did math change?
Well, the teacher flunked her paper because of that, because she was showing the work as I showed it to her. Yeah. And it was wrong because she showed the work wrong.
Yeah.
It was the right answer.
Yep.
The answer was
That's
right.
not how I showed you to get to the answer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is the answer correct or incorrect, bitch?
Problem with public school right now.
Yo, what's up, Geek of all trades?
Like, stay frosty, parent.
I would flunk papers, math, because I didn't show my work. I always had the right answer. And she was like, "You got to show your work." And I'm like, "No." And she was like, "Why?" And I'm like, "I do it all up in my head. I'm not even using a calculator." And then she's like, "There's no way." I'm like, "Bet." And so they used to do, like, I don't know if they did it at your guys' school or whatnot. They would give you like a thing with like 20 math problems on there. And see how quickly you can do it. Right?
Like a time test.
Yeah, times test. So most people would get through maybe 1.5 if they were really good in a minute. I can do at the time I was doing 12 to 13 in 1 minute. And then they started talking about putting me into special schools.
Yeah, special ed.
Yeah, for the highly gifted, where they put like they send you to a whole new school. Yeah, well, I didn't like that. I was like, just treat me like a normal kid. I just want these people to leave me alone.
Back when we were in high school, it was either you went to the smart school or you got fed Ritalin and went to the dumb school.
Well, they started me off on Ritalin, so I went to the dumb school on Ritalin. And then they realized, oh, wait a minute, this dumb kid on Ritalin is actually really smart. Let's take him off of Ritalin. Oh, whoa, he's really smart. Oh, my God.
The speed.
They're like, oh, we screwed up. We gave Ritalin to the wrong smart kid.
Yeah.
And by that time, I wanted nothing to do with higher education. I had already seen its ugly face, and I was like, yeah, fuck you guys.
I mean, I didn't go right after school either. I went back because I wanted to go back. But, I was, 31 when I went back to college. So, you got to go out there and experience it. If you're don't want to take it, don't fucking take it. Like, trust me, it's a waste of money. But,
you can literally purchase a course or watch it for free on YouTube and learn there.
Hell, dude.
Get certified from fucking Google.
Day, you get out of it what you want to get out of it.
I went and got certified at college to be automotive and automotive management. Guess what are two things that have never come up on any of my employment asks? How was college? How much did you learn in college? No. They always ask me what's your real world experience. They don't care about my college that I put it on my resume. They're like, oh, that's nice.
They care.
Did you actually learn anything while you were in school? And then they find out that, I'm like, hey, wait a minute here. So I found a trick out. I could come in there with college, and then I come into the interview rolling up in my Chevelle. And that's an instant job guarantee. They're like, oh, wait a minute. He's got college, and he's got a badass ride he just pulled off.
Oh, dude.
He's a mechanic.
This guy is so fucking hireable right now.
Right.
When
you got a boss that's going,
I'm gonna hire him so hard.
Okay, what is it gonna cost?
Hire him so hard.
What's it gonna cost to get your toolbox in here?
Yeah, that's right.
I get to name my price.
Right.
I'm like, oh,
A blow in the back bathroom.
This is a different. This is different.
Man, when you get
set
to
my
that level, man,
boundaries.
just tell them straight up, flat out, you want a 60-40.
Yeah, you don't get that outside the dealership.
I mean, if you're really good, you can, and you know the owner.
What's up, boss?
I work for a corporation. Yeah, no.
It's really hard. It's really hard for corporate world to do that.
I mean, they're so cheap. They don't even pay for holidays.
No.
Well, terrible.
Yeah. Plus you work in like 10, 11, 12-hour days and only getting like 8 hours of pay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, today. I'm finishing up. I mean, I got stuff to work tomorrow, so tomorrow's day 5 for me, right? I'm already at 40 hours.
So there you go. You come in and do all the OT tomorrow.
Well, there's no such thing as OT whenever you're flat rate.
Well, over 40.
But I'm hoping to get another 10 to 15 hours. This way, I can end out at 55 hours. It'd be really nice if I hit 20 hours. Ooh, that'd be really sensual.
Is there a lube tech there at least, so you don't have to do oil changes?
You see, I don't mind doing oil changes. You see, some of my best tickets, I transform from an oil change.
I mean, yeah, but I usually just go over to the oil change bay and ride them up over there.
Yeah, I really don't mind. I'll go through and I get to pick them apart. Hand up a grocery list. Be like, yeah, this thing's leaking from everywhere. I could fix that.
That's how you know a decent technician from like a shitty one is when their car comes in, I'm gonna look over the whole fucking thing. I'm gonna be like, yo, this, and this can't wait. You have to do this, and this now. If you don't do this and this, you only have X amount of time before this.
Oh man, I got one like the other day, man. The lady was like, I didn't even have anything dripping on my garage, and I was like, yet.
Yeah, those belly paintings.
Her crankshaft seal was blowing out on it, slinging all over the place. The valve cover was just starting, and the right side axle shaft was the seal was going out on it.
Oh yeah, that's normal wear and tear, especially
on a Chevy Equinox 2-wheel drive.
Oh yeah. Equinox.
I'm like, yeah, give me that fat 11 hours. Yeah.
I didn't write the book time. The book time wrote me.
I mean, I'm good about doing, a 10-hour job and getting it done in like 4.
Well, that's because you're old and knowledgeable, But when you first started, there'd be no way in hell you do that.
Oh, God. I would do that with breaking bolts.
Yeah.
Now I do that without breaking bolts.
Man. The first time I did a V8 timing belt, it took me like a long fucking time.
The only one that fought me the very first time was the Honda Odysseys. Because I didn't have the cam tool. And I didn't know that I can just vice grip the timing belt right to the cam. That's
right. I mean, I use like notebook binder clips, but they're a lot less.
With the Honda Odyssey, see, they're a unique one. You can jump 2 teeth on there and it won't grenade the motor, which is kind of nice, which makes them very tolerable to work on.
Non-interference.
But if you jump a tooth while dropping the timing belt onto the crankshaft, you go to start it, and the dash, every like warning light turns on the dash. Like the car knows something is wrong.
Your dashboard turns into a Christmas ornament.
Oh my God, it's like it lights up like the 4th of July. So you go back in there, you realize you're 1 tooth off, and it's always on the back cam, and you can't see it. And it's dual overhead cam. You're dealing with the exhaust cam, and it's in between 2 cylinders of valves being open, so it always wants to rotate going back. And when it rotates back, it's like anywhere from 2 to 3 teeth off. So you vice grip all 4 cams, and and then you're good to go. You have no problems with it. But yeah, otherwise, yeah.
Sometimes I just get my bay buddy to come over, because if you're tightening 3 things at once, you just need 1 extra hand, you know.
Then you always have that one boss that goes, "Oh, just retime the motor," but it jumped timing. I don't care, retime the motor. It's a Volkswagen Beetle with a 2.0 turbo. It jumped timing. Gundy laughs because he knows what I'm talking about. It meant that the cylinder, the piston, and the valve decided to kiss and have sex for a moment. And there's no way that valve is closing all the way anymore.
Just real quick.
And I go to time the motor, and it's running, but it's running kind of funny. And I let the boss know, and he's like, "Just ship it." I'm like, "Okay." Customer comes back, check engine light, jump timing. I go back in there. It's like 4 teeth off. I'm like, "It jumped timing." And he's like, "You didn't do your job right." I'm like, "Oh, the fuck I didn't." So I put it back together, and I'm like, "Okay, boss." I had him pull out. I had him pull it out himself. And I'm like, "Give it a little gas. Come on, get the RPM up." Fucking, he kind of like dumped the clutch a little bit, and it was like, da, 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 da. I'm like, he pulls it back in, getting all pissed off at me, and I'm like, I handed him the tools. I'm like, if you fucking doubt me, pull it apart. Do it yourself. I'm not doing it a 4th time.
Oh yeah, that's terrible.
Because this thing needs a cylinder head. It probably has got piston damage from the valves hammering on the pistons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, typically.
Then I had to quit there after a while. Whenever him and the owners were doing blow in the fucking break room, I'm like, yeah, this is a really bad environment. It's like I knew I was working for the cartel, but come on.
I want to know if when you handed him the tools, he actually did it himself.
Yeah, he did.
Do it yourself if you don't think I did it right.
He did. He pulled it apart, put it back together, and that time he didn't even make it out of the bay before the timing belt jumped. Oh yeah.
What, did you just have a shitty tensioner or what?
No, it's an the 2.0 turbos are an interference motor. There is not enough room for that piston and valve to be open and the piston to be up.
Because it'll smash the fucking cap big time.
Yeah, you'll smash your valves.
Yeah.
And then once it smashes the valves, they're not closing.
Yeah, it's done. Pull the head off, it's done, yeah.
Right. And he didn't want to believe me. He did the timing himself twice, and it still wouldn't hold. And I'm like, bro, you need fucking heads. You're trying to argue with me because I'm white.
Yeah. Dude, we had a.
I was working for a full Hispanic shop, dude. I was the only gringo in the whole damn fucking company.
Órale, vato, ¿qué fue? Yeah, man, that's crazy business. Start doing timing on things like I was working on this like 85 like Mercedes like 2-seater like convertible, the old school ones. They have timing chains. I was working on one. The motor was so fucking flogged out. It had like 11 degrees of time slop. And I'm like, there's no fucking way. Like, I couldn't get this thing to start. Like the guy was just like, it's just been sitting for forever. They had 11 degrees of slop in between where you
No,
moved
if this motor was built in the
crank to where you actually
1930s, that would have been perfect.
crank.
But these new modern motors, no.
No, it was an 85.
No, that's what I was saying. 1930s. You know, you could be off by like 30 degrees, and that thing will still run like a top. Like a top. Might be having a little black smoke, but it'll run.
I just thought it was really funny. Like it had so much turn of the crank before the chain would even engage. I'm like, that's insane. It's like this thing is stretched out and fucked up, like big time.
Bro, I like that. That's like a #1 thing I see on like 5.3 liter V8s from GM. You know, they'll come in with just weird like timing codes and stuff like that, and it's like it'll be like
intermittent timing codes. Yeah.
Well, it'd be like misfire on it, O2 sensor reading rich and stuff, and it's like. You're kind of like looking at it and you're like, wow, this is like really kind of all over the gambit. And you go into the TSBs and it's like, it instantly tells you, if you have these symptoms, check timing. If it's over 10 degrees of timing difference, replace chain.
Yeah, man.
Like the GM, like the Trailblazers, they're notorious for it. You'll start throwing exhaust codes. You're like, I just replaced the exhaust phaser. You're still throwing codes for it. You're like, and then you're like, you check timing and you're like 12, 13 degrees off on timing because of the timing chain stretch.
Dude, I couldn't believe how crappy those Trailblazers are built.
Oh my God, yeah. I like the Trailblazer, but yeah, they're junk.
It's like, what did you do, GM? What the fuck?
And then, God forbid, you get the Trailblazer SS. Their transmissions eat the front pumps, the front pump seals.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You've got to pull out the whole shaft, the pump shaft, and actually replace all the Teflon seals on there, so that the flow goes through the transmission the right way. If any one of those Teflon seals leaks, you lose pressure on the back side of it, and it won't shift. You'll like lose third gear. You're like, wow, what the hell, man? It's shifting into fourth rough. Yeah, it's because your third gear seal is leaking on the pump. Because it's all because of the input shaft going into the transmission. I used to help
Gundy. You said it.
I used to help that with the master technicians when I worked for GM. We would sit there and rip apart transmissions and stuff, and it's like, oh my God, this is horrible.
Yeah, see, I never got into any of the transmission stuff. Like engines, I'd pull apart. Never did transes. Occasionally did.
At GM, when you're a master tech, you have to be able to do it all.
Yeah, no transmission. I mean, I knew how to work on them. Test them and stuff, but we didn't ever rebuild, especially at like a factory, like a Lexus dealership. Like I
just don't do. I know how, as much as I know how to do it, I don't do it because I don't have all the tools to go into them. Like the GM 4L80E, I don't have the snap clip, the snap ring pliers to go in there for the big snap ring that's halfway into the case. That takes like 180 pounds of pressure to get out of it, dude.
Yeah.
You're fucking having an arm wrestling competition with yourself.
I mean,
get this huge snap clip out of there.
I mean, it is supposed to hold in, like, you know, the transmission that drives your car. So.
Well, it's holding in the back. What is it? It's holding in fifth and sixth gear, fifth and sixth in reverse. That's what it's holding back.
I think it's time to wrap things up. We've been at it for an hour and a half, and Gundy's yawning his ass off.
I'm about to go night-night.
Right?
I know.
I gotta get up in the morning.
So do I.
So we need some FAs in the live chat so we can go ahead and get an announcement. And while we're waiting for those FAs, Mikkel, what's happening tomorrow?
So tomorrow you will have Jump Change will go live in the morning, probably around 8 to 8:30 in the morning,
Central
Standard Time. Yeah, yeah, that's when he'll go live. I might go live at 9. I don't know. I got quite a bit of stuff I gotta get done because I have to leave on Monday. So I have I might have I have a pretty tight schedule I gotta get done. So I might not be able to stream. I may throw up like a YouTube short, or maybe I'll stream for like a minute or two, but I will not be like full live tomorrow.
Give us an update if you can, if you're allowed to.
I can certainly try to.
I mean,
absolutely.
I know a lot of people don't like their stuff on film, so.
Yep. And then after that, of course, at 9 o'clock would be when I would be going live. And then you would have 10 o'clock Central Standard Time is when Serpent goes live. And then after Serpent's live, around 11 o'clock, Cool Standard Time, you will have Red Panda who will be going live.
Yo.
Yeah.
Panda.
Ooh.
Panda. And then tomorrow night, of course, we have DC Adventure again. I should be back at the hotel by then, so.
Well, there you go.
Freaking standing.
That's right.
And so we got FAs in the chat from, obviously, we have Gundy and Sadie. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for that announcement. DCA Adventures rated F for fucking awesome.
Yo.
Boss, you have a good one as well. Thank you for being here. Thank you to everybody for being here. Discord in the description down below if you haven't already.
Yeah,
and smash that like button on the way out. Give us a subscribe. And Nem, you want to say goodbye to everybody? Sign us out?
Nem's just going to stay here and stroke his beard for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I was waiting for all of you guys to sit there and finish. I don't want to interrupt everybody all the time. God. Try to be respectful and being called out because I'm not interrupting and talking over you. Fine. Be that way.
What a nice guy.
I know my place. Well, with that being said, thank you everybody for being here. Like always, subscribe, hit the bell notification. If you're new here, join the Discord. Links are down below. It's free. If you'd like to, join the Patreon. Get some of that behind-the-scenes knowledge. And with that being said, peace out, stay savage, and we'll see you on the next one. And don't forget, it's ugly sweater season. Yeah.
Start up your GP.
Yo. Peace out, guys.
You're not minding, you're dying.
Yeah, it's fine.
Later.